Hello and welcome. Assalamu alaikum. You're watching Crash Live Sessions. This is your host Umar Khan, and I'm back with another session and another guest. In fact, today is Friday, and Friday is our literature or linguistic day. और आज हम linguistic review करेंगे जो last time हमारे session में since it's such a huge and deep topic हमने एक चीज शुरू की थी and उस चीज को आज continue करेंगे. And for that, I have with me my co-host Sudus Anwar, who is a master's linguistics student and a very talented host as well. So welcome to the show, Sundus. Hope you're doing well.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for the overwhelming, introduction, Umar. But yes, we're going to talk about linguistics today.
Yes, we do. And आज हमारे साथ और कौन है Sundus? If you can introduce our other guests.
Definitely. We have with us Hira Sahir. Hira Sahir is also doing her master's in English linguistics. She has done her Montessori training as well from DHA, and she also gave a school. What should I say? She was a teacher as well for the eighth graders and ninth graders. She taught ninth and tenth graders. She taught literature, and for one of the books, she actually translated as well. The hero of Badabir, Captain Iskandar Shahid ki book thi. She translated it into English. So she's a trained Montessori instructor as well, and she's one of our students as well in Greenwich. So Hira, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Sundars. And again, that was a much too gracious introduction, but thank you so much.
Uh, so today
Right.
we're going to talk about basically linguistics, Omar. Okay? There's a very preconceived notion about linguistics that it's a little, tough. It's too practical for people, especially in Greenwich. Alhamdulillah, we are taught applied linguistics. It's directly a practical field. It goes directly in education, in our marketing fields, in our oral communication, in our speech and therapy, communicate. What should I say? Fields. So basically, Greenwich May especially, it's for applied linguistics. It's not usually given from a lot of universities in Karachi. There are only three universities that offer it, and Greenwich is one of that university. So for us to take linguistics was because, first of all, it's a very, very pre-owned field, even outside Pakistan. And it's something that you can actually work in very much. Like usually in literature, we're more about, we talk about romanticism, we talk about, there are way vast fields, but people don't really know much about linguistics. They think कि नहीं linguistics है तो I think बस grammar होगी या कोई sentence structure होगा या usually बस दो तीन चीजें होंगी जो एक पूरा linguistics का paragraph बनाते हैं. But basically हम लोग linguistics में क्या करते हैं? हम लोग linguistics में communication सीखते हैं. हम लोग सीखते हैं कि कौन सा form of words is actually applicable where. It is something a part of just not this whole linguistics platform that we have. It's actually a part of marketing in our organizational behavior as well. It's a very vast field. So I can even take Hira's comment in it. Hira, what do you say that why linguistics?
I completely agree with you, Sundars, over there, and I think you explained it really well. The reason I did my bachelor's in English literature and language. So, what happened in bachelor's was that it was a 4 year degree, and I had the chance of studying both literature subjects as well as linguistic subjects side by side. So, later on, I could easily pick a major that I wanted to. And when I came for my master's to Greenwich, my obvious choice was linguistics because I feel that no offense to literature students, I love literature, but I feel that linguistics is more practical. It gives you a lot to do. You're not just
Hmm.
poring over classics, you're not just poring over literature or the written word. You are actually, analyzing the layers of meanings that is there in text, that is there in, normal conversation, and that is there in everything that we can use as a means of communication. Linguistics
Hmm.
is not just about analyzing language, it's much more than that.
I would take Umar's opinion as well in it because Umar is also in the media field and he's been in here with us for a very long time, Umar. So, Umar, what do you think? मैं हमेशा आपका aspect इसलिए लेती हूँ because you are doing your PhD now, mashallah, and you have a very big, experience towards media as well. So, how much do you think that the real use of communication and language is important?
Yeah, it's very important because देखिए, everything that we do in life, it's all related and connected to communication. Right now, even if we talk about this show, we're communicating. At every point of life, we're always, the communication is always there. When you're at school, you're teaching, you're communicating. When you're driving, even when you're silent, even then you're communicating. तो बहुत एक गहरा ताल्लुक है कम्युनिकेशन का. एंड इफ यू वांट टू do well in life, if you have good communication skills, if you know how to communicate your message, life becomes easier. क्योंकि जो सबसे बड़ी, अगर देख लें कि हमारे वहाँ मिसकंसेप्शन या मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है, तो इट्स जस्ट बिकॉज एक इंसान अपना मैसेज अगले तक जिस तरह वो पहुंचाना चाह रहा है पहुंचा नहीं पा रहा है. And then if you talk about linguistics adds on to the flavor. It gives a proper guideline to a person, how you can communicate in a much more better and effective way, the do's and the don'ts. So that's the whole reason behind we started this linguistics and literature programs, to create awareness. और लोग जो एक for granted लिया हुआ है लिंग्विस्टिक को या लिटरेचर को, क्या ये तो लड़कियों की फील्ड है या जो कुछ नहीं करता वो ये करता है, तो ये प्रोग्राम करने का मकसद ये है कि लोगों को पता चले कि कितनी मेहनत होती है. और बिलीव मी, आई हैव इन्विजिलेटेड इन दीज लिंग्विस्टिक्स एंड लिटरेचर प्रोग्राम पेपर्स. सारे पेपर एक तरफ और ये लिंग्विस्टिक लिटरेचर एक तरफ.
I would take this point forward of definitely जो मैंने बात करी of literature and linguistics. We have a bunch of men as well in our semesters. We have men from pharmacy. We have men who are MBAs and then they come and do their masters as well.
I got few lucky men.
वैसे to be honest, Umar, on a serious note, I would definitely say that yes, linguistics and literature is actually not taken much into perspective because now we have a lot of fields. But then again, if we look into it, linguistics is a major field that actually sub branches a lot of fields. अगर मैं बात करूँ computational linguistics की, मैं बात करूँ neurolinguistics की, मैं बात करूँ speech therapy and development की, मैं बात करूँ oral communication की, मैं बात करूँ just basically phonological aspect of linguistics. There is so much in linguistics that हम लोग तो जानते हैं definitely because हमारे teachers हमें बार-बार engross करवा रहे होते हैं. लेकिन for a very common man, I would say कि सबसे बेस्ट बात इसमें ये होती है कि इट्स जस्ट नॉट इंग्लिश रिलेटेड, इट इज मार्केटिंग रिलेटेड एज वेल. जो आप लोग स्लोगन्स बनाते हो, जो आप लोग जिंगल्स बनाते हो, जो आप लोग बेसिकली डिफरेंट कैश लाइंस बनाते हो, ऑल ऑफ दिस ग्रैबिंग द अटेंशन. जिस तरह हिरा उस दिन मुझे बता रही थी कि डेफिनेटली आई वुड टेक हिराज नेम इन इट बिकॉज हिरा टोल्ड मी मोर अबाउट इट कि सुंदर यस मार्केटिंग में कहाँ इट टेक्स पार्ट. सो हिरा, इफ यू कैन ऐड ऑन टू दैट.
Definitely. Like we were discussing the other day, marketing may, the main aim of marketing to market your product is to, first of all, target audience ko capture karna, unko, the words explains itself, target karna. And how do you target someone? Your primary tool is language. Whenever you say something, the other person instantly connects with you. Aisa, even if you travel, you'll see that if you hear someone abroad speaking in your mother tongue, Punjabi or Sindhi or Urdu, whatever it is, to instantly feel a connection towards them. There's a cultural relation, there's a national relation, that kind of thing. So definitely language plays a huge role in marketing as well. किस किस्म की language use करनी है, किस target audience को किस type की language ज़्यादा attract करेगी. And I'm sure, Umar, since you have a background in marketing, I think, can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, I do have, my background is of marketing and media. So what's your question exactly again?
That how do you guys use language as a tool in marketing?
Well,
how do you manipulate language in marketing?
Every marketing is all about using your words. Even if you're selling something that is not good for the people, you have to use your words in such a way that it seems like it's very beneficial for the consumer or the client. So words play a very crucial role. In fact, if in the daily communication, and if we to take the marketing perspective into it, it's all about that. If there's a product which is not good for me, for example, if I talk about fizzy drinks, right? So it is not good for me at all, health wise, or if I talk about my response. In fact, all the youth today, whoever are consuming the fizzy drinks are not good for their health in much many ways. But you'll never see in an ad, that any fizzy drink is talking about these aspects. What they'll do, they'll link it with some sportsman or a person who's very popular in the youth, and then they'll just link it with that. That if you use the drink, you'll become energetic, and that is all lies. But then again, how you're using the words, how you're linking one thing to the other, it's all language, and it's all about portraying a message in such a way where you're even hiding your lies, and at the same time you're also making a strong point. So if my point
So
is clear to you.
let me just give you an example of that. Since I am a linguistics student, and I'm obviously going to use my words to manipulate my son. So he's 5 years old, and I've always, obviously he wants fizzy drinks, he wants carbonated drinks, he wants sodas. Usko ye chahiye cheezein sari, like any kid does. You see adults drinking something, you want it as well. So I've always told him that this is dirty medicine. I call it dirty medicine because it's black or it has bubbles or whatever. So he thinks that since it is dirty medicine, he's not going to drink it because it's not going to taste good. He still wants it. He still asks for it sometimes, but he's so scared of drinking these carbonated sodas that his mama is this dirty medicine. So that is just one example of how we use language to manipulate situations to our benefit.
Right. I'll also add on one very interesting point and perspective over here, because these days, since these social media apps are so much there and these all chatting things are always going on, people are like WhatsApping each other or talking on Messenger and everything. So a very big form of miscommunication is done because of texting. Because, for example, I wrote a message to Sundus, for example, in a very funny or lighter note, but she is not, for example, she's not in a very good mood, and she just reads it according to her mood in a very sarcastic or a very negative tone. So my message is very positive and happy, but what she perceives is a very negative or a very sarcastic comment. So that also plays a very crucial part. The reason why we're having so many miscommunication and misunderstanding is because the message is not delivered properly to the other person. The tone, the mode, the purpose, it's not being served. So it's very important, if I take this perspective to the linguistic side as well, that to communicate your message in the same format as it's sent in, that's very important. So one should avoid, I personally avoid text message. I would rather go for a phone call or a voice note message. So at least my tone and the way I'm trying to convey my message is conveyed.
Yes, this is the biggest point I would pick point here, the tone. Because जिस तरह से डिस्कोर्स एनालिसिस में बात की जाती है, डिस्कोर्स एनालिसिस में सिर्फ ये नहीं समझाया जाता कि आप किस तरह से बात करो, हमें आवाज़ के उतार चढ़ाव, आवाज़ का जिस तरह से लहजा होता है, आपको किस तरह से लहजा रखना है, आप किसी पॉलिटिकल डिबेट में देखोगे या आप किसी एकेडमिक फील्ड में देखोगे, किस तरह से लोग आपको परसीव कर रहे हैं, परसुएट कर रहे हैं, किस तरह से आपके साथ एक गुफ्तगू है. बेसिकली इफ आई take it in very simple words, it's a guftagu, and how we take guftagu forward in every single way. So this is an important point in discourse analysis कि हम लोग इसमें सिर्फ ये बात नहीं कर रहे होते कि मैंने या उमर ने या मैंने और हिरा ने क्या आपस में बात करी. It's not that. It's about कि हमने कैसे बात करी, हमने किस मुद्दे पे बात करी, हमें क्या क्या करना चाहिए. So and Basit Khan over here also comments that it makes you an arguable person. It makes you understand the essence of language. I do agree to that linguistics is a field that's very vast and it makes you understand the essence of language. So Hira, would you like to add on to this?
Yes, let me just add my 2 cents to it. Language is much more than just spoken words, And Umar, the thing that you just talked about, that the problems in communication, there is a field of linguistics dedicated to that, which is discourse analysis. Discourse analysis looks at everything that communicates a message. It can be language, it can be anything which is vocal, anything which is written, anything which is signed, like sign language, any board that you look at in the street, any advertisement board, your tone, the gesture of your eyes, your body language, every single thing which delivers a message, which communicates a message or a thought, is language. Language is not just words. So discourse analysis is dedicated to looking at these barriers in language communication, that I say something but you understand something else. So what happened there? And one of the most important things that in discourse analysis, when we are looking at problems in communication, is context. Often people do not have the context that the other person have when they're communicating. So a lot of
Yes.
problems arise because of that. For example, if I ask Sundar that how she's doing today, and she tells me that it rained cats and dogs, I, living in another city, may not have the same context that she has, while living in Karachi. So I'll be baffled that, I asked you how you're doing and you're telling me that it rained cats and dogs, but she's trying to tell me that, it rained. So obviously the situation in Karachi is pretty bad. So this is where
और ये
discourse analysis comes into play.
अगर कोई हमारे गांव देहात का कोई शरीफ आदमी हो जाए तो वो आगे परेशान हो जाएगा, यार ऊपर से कुत्ते बिल्लियां तो नहीं गिर रही हैं। बट जोक्स अपार्ट, ये बड़ा एक बहुत ज्यादा देखें अंडरस्टैंडिंग की जो हम बात कर रहे थे, कमिंग बैक टू द सीरियस साइड, कि ये बहुत वेरी करता है इवन फ्रॉम पर्सन फ्रॉम डिफरेंट
Yes.
बैकग्राउंड, different
बिल्कुल.
language. For example, if someone is Urdu speaking or Sindhi speaking or Punjabi speaking, उसमें भी बहुत बैरियर आ जाता है, उसमें भी आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग में लेवल में बहुत डिफरेंस
Yes.
हो जाता है। सिलेक्शन ऑफ वर्ड्स, फॉर एग्जांपल, ऑल्दो वी आर ऑल पाकिस्तानीज, लेकिन कोई एक वर्ड हो सकता है जो मेरे लिए नॉर्मल हो लेकिन वो दूसरे हमारे किसी कल्चर के अंदर ऑफेंडिंग हो जाए, सो टू हैव दैट बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग of the cultures, the surroundings, the environment, that also plays a very crucial role.
I would add on to this that the culture and everything adds up to what linguistics is all about. हम लोग linguistics में ना बहुत सारे हमारे पास एक तो सबसे पहले topics होते हैं. We have social linguistics, we have psycholinguistics, we have discourse analysis, we have pedagogical grammar. Usually what people do is people actually confuse grammar analysis and discourse analysis together. हमको लगता है कि जो एक sentence की formation है ना, उसकी बात कर देंगे हम डिस्कोर्स एनालिसिस में, जबकि डिस्कोर्स में बेसिकली एक जनरल व्यू लिया जाता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ अ कॉन्वर्जेशन कि आप अपनी रियल लाइफ में जो भी सेंटेंसेस, जो भी स्ट्रक्चर्स यूज कर रहे हो लैंग्वेज के, आप उनको किस तरह से परफॉर्म कर रहे हो. तो टेकिंग दिस पॉइंट फॉरवर्ड के यस, sometimes your native language interferes with your L1 and your L2. Sometimes if you have a different background, your cultural aspects put you onto your different language barriers. I would take this forward and I would tell that we have a lot of fields in linguistics, and I always tell people to think out of the box and go out and see different linguistic fields, especially in Greenwich as well. That we have applied linguistics, and then afterwards we have our what should I say, fields in applied linguistics that we can go abroad and do our MPhil and PhD in it as well. We can even do our linguistics PhD from Greenwich University too. But the point is that this is not a very small field. It cannot be concised at just English. मैं बार बार इस बात पे इसलिए ब्रीफ कर रही हूँ क्योंकि I have interviewed a bunch of people, and always my aspect was that the students out who are listening to me or who are listening to you or Hira, they need to understand that linguistics or one field or two field, this is a doctorate or engineering नहीं होती. We have a lot of fields that are there and you can choose from and you can develop. अगर आपने अभी भी अपना मास्टर्स लिंग्विस्टिक्स में करा है, आपका अपॉर्चुनिटी खत्म नहीं होता. आप स्पीच एंड थेरेपी में जा सकते हो, आप मार्केटिंग में जा सकते हो, आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर में जाते हो. मैं बार बार ये रिपीट इसलिए कर रही हूँ कि सबसे मेन पॉइंट मेरा लिटरेचर रिव्यू या लिंग्विस्टिक्स रिव्यू स्पेशली करने का ये होता है कि जो भी स्टूडेंट्स हमें सुन रहे हैं, दे हैव अ क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ careers that are open for them. It's just not very concise now. It's a very big field. You just need to know where you want to stand. I would take Hira's point of view because Hira is also a teacher, but then she translated a book as well. So Hira, tell me about that translation of a book. How much did you believe that I can go in these fields as well?
It's very much possible. Linguistics is not just about teaching. It's not just about sitting in a room and poring over transcripts or manuscripts and uske andar meaning nikalna, uski grammar check, and that's not linguistics. Linguistics, like you explained very well, linguistics is in marketing, it's in language teaching, it's in it can be utilized in classrooms as well, in a way that it gives teachers the opportunity to look closely at what is being miscommunicated in their classroom. कि अगर कोई shortcomings हैं on behalf of the teacher or on behalf of the student, so they can easily, very well easily be traced by the teacher. And so this you did find a four-way process about this linguistic method
Yeah.
being applied in the classroom. So I would,
Yes, yes.
give you credit for that because you found it. So please tell us about it.
Yes, it was a four-way process in which it was like record, view, transcribe and analyze. बेसिकली रिकॉर्ड करना कि बच्चों ने सेकंड लैंग्वेज में किस तरह बात करी, देन उसके बाद उसका पूरा उसको देखना, उसको व्यू करना कि क्या उन्होंने इस बात को ठीक तरह से करा या if there was any mishap, कोई प्रोनाउंसिएशन ओवरलैपिंग थी, किसी जगह L1 ने इंटरसेप्ट करा या कोई जगह ऐसा हुआ कि हमारी कंप्लीट मैसेज नहीं जा सका, और फिर उसको ट्रांसक्राइब करना कि क्या ये बात पूरी तरह से समझ ली गई है, क्या इंस्ट्रक्शंस क्लियर थे, क्या कम्युनिकेशन वाज दैट मच अंडरस्टैंडेबल दैट इट वाज कम्युनिकेटेड वेल, एंड देन लास्ट में कम्स एनालाइजेशन इज दैट what was this whole process, this whole मुंह से बात निकलना, बात का रीडर के कान में जाना, वो हेयर के कान में जाना, उसके बाद हेयर की क्या इंटरप्रिटेशन होगी, और आखिर में उन दोनों की कम्युनिकेशन को हमने एनालाइज करा कि क्या वाकई एक अच्छी सेकंड लैंग्वेज की कम्युनिकेशन हो पाई है या नहीं. So these are like four parts.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Discourse
yes.
analysis. Sorry, I'm cutting you off, but discourse analysis, linguistic analysis, it is a very useful tool for making informed change in our instructional practices. You're not just going to get up one day, make a change in the curriculum or the way you're teaching. You need to make an informed decision. You need to, give reasons for it and find problem areas and then target those problem areas with solutions. And linguistic analysis, discourse analysis helps you do exactly that. And I'm sorry, Sundar, let me come back to your original question about the translation of the book. So yes, it was a huge challenge, but thankfully, because I had a literature background and I had a linguistic background, it wasn't very daunting because I knew that not everything has to be verbatim. You can look at the context of something and extract some meaning from it and then just translate that. It was, I think, a 360 something page book, but and it took me over 3 months to translate it. Yeah, but it's in print as well. But yeah, it was a great learning opportunity. I think जितनी मेरी vocabulary और जितनी मेरी sentence formation उसमें improve हुई है, पिछली 14 years of education, 16 years of education में नहीं हुई थी. And let me just,
I would add on to this. I'm sorry हिना, मैं तुम्हें काट रही हूँ. मैं हमेशा ये बोलती हूँ, जो practical application होती है ना, जो practical application जब आप अपनी जो आपने जो भी कुछ पढ़ा होता है, जब आप उसको practically apply करने लगते हो, that is where you know कि आपने कितना पढ़ा, कितना आपने सीखा है. And I would 100% agree that, it's a very big thing that, literature or linguistics ko hum logo ka forward le. Achha, there is this amazing comment from Danish. I'm so sorry. I got distracted from it, but I have to read it. Salam, Hira, literature की class yateem हो गई आपके जाने के बाद. क्या बात है? क्यों हिरा? ऐसी क्या बात थी? आपने क्या ऐड करा literature में जो हमें नहीं पता?
We had very, focused discussions. So I guess he's referring to everyone in the class.
वैसे honestly saying, to be on a lighter side, literature के जो classes होते हैं, मजा बहुत आता है. I know, I understand कि मैं linguistics में तो थोड़ा सा मैं bias हो जाती हूँ, मैं बोलती हूँ नहीं linguistics में मजा आता है, but then again, to be very honest, it's always in the heart. मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ literature is here, linguistics is here. So बहुत मजा आता है literature की classes में, and especially if it's a Sir Salman's class or if it's
right. Literature में, it's so much fun because every single thing has so many meanings. There's not one single meaning. So you can interpret anything in whatever way you want to, as long as you can justify it, obviously. But linguistic mein, there is no such thing. Like, Sir Salman often says that linguistic mein, you cannot go right, left, and say one destination in linguistics. So it gets a little tough or maybe a bit dry to do linguistics that way, but
और इसमें सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि हर किसी का अपना पर्सपेक्टिव होता है, जो डिस्कशन में मजा आता है वो आता है इसलिए कि एवरीवन हैज देयर ओन story and side and perspective to add. तो इसलिए और ज्यादा जो है वो डिस्कशन में भी जान आ जाती है, दैट यू गेट डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स इनटू अ सिंगल टॉपिक ऑफ कन्वर्सेशन.
I would so add to that कि especially मजा जब आता है
Exactly.
जब आपका कोई बड़े मजे का आर्ग्यूमेंट चल रहा हो and somehow ना कॉन्वर्जेशन में फेमिनिज्म आ जाए. उफ, इतना मजा आता है, इतना मजा आता है, इतना मजा आता है कि एक इंतहा नहीं है ना. एक तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लड़कियों को पता होता है ना कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली फेमिनिज्म है. हम लोग वो वाला टिपिकल जो एक प्री कंसीव नोशन है फेमिनिज्म का उस पर बात नहीं कर रहे होते, लेकिन जो हम लोग तंग करते हैं टीचर्स को, ओह बहुत मजा आता है, बहुत मजा आता है. सब लड़के भी हम नाराज हो रहे होते हैं हमसे, सर भी खुद भी थोड़े से मुंह बना लेते हैं, लेकिन बहुत मजा आता है मुझे तो स्पेशली ना सबको तंग करने में व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस टॉपिक. अच्छा, टेकिंग माय पॉइंट फॉरवर्ड एंड टेकिंग अबाउट कन्वर्सेशन फॉरवर्ड, देखो हमने क्यों लिंग्विस्टिक्स का रिव्यू रखा, व्हाई डिड वी वांट टू
10
टॉक
minutes.
अबाउट लिंग्विस्टिक्स.
Yeah.
अच्छा, यस, तो हम लोगों ने लिंग्विस्टिक्स का रिव्यू इसलिए रखा था, अगेन आई सेड इट, आई विल से द सेम थिंग, टू stop the conceived notions about it. I was listening to, reading some comments over here. Some people were even commenting that, linguistics is, back, or some people are appreciating us as well, that, bringing this forward. Thank you so much for your, your feedback and your comments, because Miss Nadia was really happy. She was like, Sundus, let's just not take one thing in mind. Okay, English is only literature. It's linguistics as well. We have a combined, perspective of both, and then it forms one master's. So, Hira, talking about discourse analysis, it is there, except, conversation. I think it comes more. Just if I take communication out of it, तो मैं क्या लगता है कि कहाँ उसका effect आता है?
In the classroom, definitely. In the classroom, I believe that अगर हम discourse analysis थोड़ी सी अगर हम training कर लें अपने teachers की, and especially in I would say schooling, और ये जो second language learning के जो teachers हैं और जो इनके instructors हैं, if they are taught discourse analysis, as a training subject, then I think it would make a huge difference in the classroom, in learning abilities of the students, as well as in the teaching practices of the teachers as well. So I see discourse analysis over there. I even see discourse analysis, as a you can say personal skill, because I do transcriptions as well. So I just transcribed a video today, and I was able to, what was being said in the video, because transcription may a few words are not very clear. So if you can look at different layers different layers of conversation, you can actually pinpoint to the missing information. So I did that, and I sent that to the person who was waiting for it, and he was very surprised. He said that even I didn't understand what the missing information over here was, and I thanked my lucky stars that thank God I did linguistics, and I chose to go that way.
But this is a very well, even Shaban over here is saying that, this is a very valid point highlighted by Hira Sahir, that I do agree to that. Even if I talk about interviews, if I talk about brochures, if I talk about printing of different media platforms, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. It's just वही मैं बोल रही हूँ ना, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग समझते हैं इंग्लिश अगर लिटरेचर होगी तो बुक्स हैं, लिंग्विस्टिक्स होगी तो ग्रामर है, बस बात खत्म. हमारा बहुत छोटा सा ना एक उसमें दायरा रह जाता है.
Bubble.
मैं
We're in a very small bubble.
in a very small bubble. I would so agree to that. So, Umar, just to wrap it up, I would say basic point यही था कि today हम लोग discourse analysis को बहुत थोड़ा सा discuss कर पाए. And I would say Miss Nadia तो loves this subject. अगर next बार हुआ तो I would definitely call her as well. Okay, this is an amazing conversation and a very big, vast topic. मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ linguistics में छोटी चीज है ही नहीं. It is prolonged. So thank you so much for your time, Hira, and thank you so much, Umar, for giving us this opportunity, because हम लोग कर नहीं पाए इससे justice बहुत ज़्यादा, but then again we tried to put forward some of his points.
Before ending, I'd like to add on few things. I am from the media field, I'm in the radio field, और मेरी वीडियो नहीं दिख रही होती, सिर्फ ऑडियो दिख रही होती है, और आप अपने आवाज के थ्रू ही लोगों को जिस तरह आप लोग नॉवेल्स के अंदर पढ़ के इमेजिन करते हैं, वैसे ही रेडियो के जितने लिसनर्स होते हैं वो सुन के इमेजिन करते हैं. So by your words, you're painting a picture similar to a novel where you're reading and painting a picture in your mind. तो बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है जो क्योंकि मैं प्रैक्टिकली इस चीज़ का एक एग्जांपल हूँ कि हाउ यू नो योर वर्ड्स कैन प्ले सच अ crucial role in changing modes of people. Like literally आप लोग कोई गुस्से में बैठे हुए and just your selection of words and the way you put things up, आप अगले का मूड भी काम डाउन कर सकते हैं. आप अक्सर देखते हैं कि इसकी प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल दूं कि जितनी कस्टमर केयर सर्विसेज पे आप अगर कॉल करें तो वहाँ पे यूजुअली लोग तभी गुस्से में ही फोन करते हैं कि हमारा ये मसला है या हमारा वो मसला है. तो आपके जितने पीपल और द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ दोज कस्टमर केयर सर्विसेज, उनकी ट्रेनिंग ही ऐसी की जाती है कि उनको बताया जाए कि आपने काम डाउन करना कैसे. So everything is interlinked to communication. Everything is interlinked to this whole discourse analysis that we were discussing about. बहुत deep field है. जाहिर है उसको मास्टर करने में या उसको अंडरस्टैंड करने में लोगों को सालों साल लग जाते हैं. यू कैन नॉट जस्ट टॉक अबाउट इट इन 30 मिनट्स. लेकिन ये सिर्फ सेशन करने का मकसद ये है कि हम लोगों को वो अवेयरनेस दें इस हवाले से कि यार लिंग्विस्टिक इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट ग्रामर एंड लिटरेचर इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट पोएट्री और राइटर्स. there's a whole deep field जिसको आप एक्सप्लोर करें तो ये वो एक ऐसा समंदर है जिसमें इंसान का दिल चाहता है कि वो डूबता ही चला जाए. तो दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई वी आर हाइलाइटिंग दीज टॉपिक्स, ताकि आप लोगों में अवेयरनेस आए, शौक पैदा हो, ताकि आप इस चीज को जब एक्सप्लोर करेंगे देन यू विल रियलाइज कि यार ये चीज इंसान की डेली लाइफ में भी कितनी बेनिफिशियल है.
True that. I true that. I totally agree to that. I would even say कि career counseling हो जाती है. Even if you listen to certain conversations regarding, it can be a literature review or a linguistic review. कुछ लोग Shakespearean, theories में आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. कुछ लोग अपने linguistic backgrounds में आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. I would just say कि to all the students even listening to me, think about your careers. Put thought to it, look into different fields. It's just not one thing or two things. There's a lot of things that are coming up. You just need to be there and analyze what is best for you. So
Right.
I'm just going to
I
end
would
up with
just,
that.
before we go, I would just add one more thing that, instead of following preconceived notions, just try something first yourself and then decide for yourself if it's for you or not. When I was doing my bachelor's, I never thought I would go towards linguistics because it just seemed so hard. But when I actually took a couple of linguistic courses while doing bachelor's, I realized that for me personally, that was far more interesting than literature. And so you need to try it yourself at least once. If you are leaning towards literature, take a couple of linguistic courses, see if maybe that clicks more than your original field.
Right. And before we leave, I'd like to ask you, Hira, how was your experience here today at Greenwich Live Sessions?
Oh, it was very nice. I can't believe time, it just flew by. I can't believe it's over already.
Yeah, it is, but we'll definitely continue this and we'll keep you engaged as well. So, Sundar, over to you to close the show.
Okay, thank you so much, Umar. I would like to say that today's topic was about linguistics, linguistic review. We focused on discourse analysis. I had one of my colleagues with me, Hira, and we talked about how we can talk about linguistics, why linguistics is important, and what are the career opportunities when it comes to linguistics. I say it again that the reason why we come on these topics or we discuss these reviews is to help the students out there, the people out there listening, and even the parents listening to us to stop that small bubble, to pop it up, and to make you understand कि बहुत सारी fields हैं. Why not men? Why not women? Usually men don't come in this field. Why not? You can, you can have better marketing strategy with it. So this was us with a little review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are offering bachelor's, master's, PhDs in every subject. So please do see our official website, our email, and our numbers over here. If you have any queries, any feedback, or any thing that you want us to talk about, please email to us. And if you want to be a part of it, let us know. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day, everyone. Pakistan Zindabad.